Well, good day. So I thought I'd better do an update on this area. It's about 2 years and 9 months since my perspective of time has gone. I thought it was under 2 years, and when I looked at the video, um, yeah, nearly 3 years ago. So it's a Chilean guava. It's another one back there in the corner. Blue Java pup that I put in the garden last summer, and it survived through winter. I did have a foil car bra wrapped around its trunk there, and that was its only protection. It struggled coming back. It took a while, but it's come back from the top, not out of the sort of root area. So that's a yellow Catlium lemon guava. It was only a tiny little seedling when I made the last video. There's still the Eureka there, which has kaffir lime and a couple other things grafted onto it, but I'm thinking I will remove that. Main reason being, it doesn't love the spot. It's got a restricted root area, but it's on the north side of the house, right up against the wall. It's probably the most premium spot, so I think I'm going to try either a Patanga or Grumachama there. There is another Grumachama there, which has it's been out there in the ground, I think, for since the last video or soon after. It's died back a couple of times. Even when it was placed in here, it was already a bit of a shrivel, like it had a bit of frostbite, but it survives. This winter I had it unprotected. The year before I did have a sort of plastic tube thing around it, but it's going okay. The fine leaf midgeonberry back there, or medium, it's fine, but back about 6 months ago it was nearly dead. I think because it's right near the tap here. One of the young ones was washing out the recycling bin, and I'm near certain that some soap got poured out of it onto it, and yeah, anyhow it's still alive, so it's the main thing. The Djibouti Carver, so that's a Sabra. It's now been out there for it's been in the ground out here for over 3.5 years, and a winter or two before that it was kept outside in a semi-protected area, so it's lasted the Canberra cold for quite a few years. So who knows, I might even get some fruit off it next year. It's the same age as the other three that I have, and two of those have already produced fruit. So the Nagami kumquat, I quite enjoy the fruits off that, and so does one of my daughters, so I rarely get to them before she's picked them all off. An imperial mandarin, some cherry tomatoes through it, and spinach or silver beet, chard, whatever you want to call it. There's the other medium berry. It's got some flowers on it. Yeah, again, it's struggled a bit. I think it's just in the spot where it just gets a little bit of a extra beam of the hot afternoon sun that I don't think it loves, but it's alive. I remember saying, or since watching the video previously, that I put the pig face in as a ground covering. Yeah, works okay. The only thing is it does take over, sort of suffocate some of the other plants, so I did have to hack that back quite a bit. It was growing everywhere. Yeah, it is an edible, but it also is a big scale attractor. I don't know whether you could say that's good because it gets it off the other plants, but I think it is probably a downfall, and that's a different looking bee just there. It's taken off. More spinach. I've got comfrey through there everywhere for chop and drop. This is the Australian Muntries. It's spreading out everywhere there. That's the other Chilean guava. So back here in the corner, I just popped down I just stuck a branch of a dragon fruit straight in the ground about a year ago. It survived winter. It actually looked really bad. You can see where that sort of scarring is. It looked completely rotted out, but it's healed probably even better than the ones out in the greenhouse, and it's putting out a new shoot, so who knows, it might just appear through the top of the passion fruit one day. And yeah, and there's a bit of kaffir lime. Don't need much of that for the odd leaf. Okay, so this is section 3. From here you can see the change in the mulch. So this section 3 was only done about 2 months ago. So this section was done approximately a year and 3 months ago. So I'll go through them all. So here there's a flower there. Pretty much everything's edible or useful. The lavender, I've got that just for material to put in my bee smoker. Sage. Okay, so this is a red scented Australian finger lime cross. I've got a few fruit off it throughout the years, and I did notice the rootstock when I got a shoot that came out. It was quite different. It has a unifoliate leaf instead of the typical trifoliate rootstock, so I thought I'll propagate off that and yeah, keep one to make more of. The kangaroo apple, Australian native Solanium. The background there's a pepino melon that I only just planted 2 weeks ago. Sunrise lime, again that's another CSIRO creation along with that one there, and I've got the third one out the back, the Citrus glaucosus or whatever it is, don't quote me on that. That's just a dwarf sunflower. This is the lemonade tree. It's going alright. They're all crammed in here, but it's also to protect the bacon avocado here at the back. So that went in the ground 2.5 months ago after me having it in a pot for 4 or more years. Pigeon pea there and some chives in the background. A red passion fruit. I made sure I didn't get a grafted one for that. I don't want to be digging out the rootstocks everywhere back there. And behind this area is the chicken coops, so they probably also get a lot of food from a lot of manure from under. That's the second of my 2 guabahus or guabayus, Mercianthus pungens. It's the one that actually got frozen and near death, but came back, and I just decided to pop it in the ground a month ago or so. We'll see how it goes. It does seem to be extremely hardy, so I think it's going to survive out here a lot better than the avocado behind it, but we'll see. So of course the downfall is this whole area did have a fair bit of trees in here, so by clearing up this area I've also made it a little bit more exposed than previous winters, so we'll see how that goes. This is just a white sapote seedling. Probably was a seedling bought from Dally's or something that was given to me. Okay, so there's just a Cox mandarin, typically a rootstock for a Eureka or similar citrus. I've got it there to get fruit off to produce rootstocks or take cuttings off, whatever I want. If I get sick of it one day, I'll just top it and graft something to it, and you've got a good rootstock there. There's the lemon gold white sapote. It's been out there for all through last winter anyhow, barely missed a beat, it's come back fine. I did just notice a branch yesterday that appeared to be coming from the rootstock. I'm pretty unsure about that, but it did look like a fairly strong branch, so I removed it anyhow just in case. Better to do that now than later. More comfrey. The Australian native tamarin still alive back there, but weirdly it's meant to be less tolerant to the cold as it gets older, so more comfrey. Satsuma mandarin. Going to get on to giving everything a bit of trace elements and things like that. I've noticed some deficiencies just starting to appear. Zucchini's going okay, got heaps of it so far. I've got a calabash growing through the middle here. It's a Cambodian melon from Paul. strawberry Cattleya guava. Got a few fruitlets on there as well. The best thing is now the weeds that I'm getting around popping up are parsley, and so I'm not complaining about that. There's a Rangapore lime, it's looking okay. The yuzu, so this is one that I actually grafted myself with a rootstock with a scion from a mate's tree. Let's see here, and that's a Aphoror, Aphoror Murcott mandarin. Another yellow lemon cherry guava. It was planted out here after really being dehydrated in the pot, just sort of revived back. It's basically sat here and done nothing for about a year, but just started to improve over the last few months. Who knows, I might go and pick off any fruit soon just to give it a help along. And then down here's the variegated kumquat, again just a scion I've collected and grafted myself. So yeah, anyhow, after all the years it's been going okay. There's the big banana. By this time of the year there's no fruit appearing, so I think that big one, I'm either going to leave it down the stairs here this year or chop the big one down and drag it back up, but we'll see. Earlier last year by this point there was already a rack of bananas on there, so which I was able to keep the plant out here till about the start of May before I had to hack it off and drag it up. But this year I don't think there's any chances I'll get bananas off it before something happens, so we'll see. Anyhow, I'm loving it out here. It's starting to give a tropical feel up the front, and starting to cover up all the imperfections there on the building with the passion fruit growing up there. So, oh well, have a good one.